If you drive just a few miles from the Golden Gate Bridge or Lombard Street, you'll end up in one of the world's biggest open-air drug markets.
You can spend $2 and get high for 4 hours.
This is the largest open-air drug market.
It's been like this 70 years.
This is the Tenderloin, a notorious neighborhood right in the heart of San Francisco's downtown. We went there to explore its streets and learn how it got this way. What we saw and learned amazed us at almost every turn.
Opioid abuse in the United States is at epidemic levels.
This epidemic is a national health emergency.
We've only been out here with the fire department for about 10 minutes. This is already the second call out of the day for overdose. Opioids.
The scale of the opioid epidemic in the U.S. is difficult to fathom. Last year, fentanyl was the leading cause of death for Americans ages 18 to 45. And since 1999, opioids have killed more Americans than World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, and Iraq War combined. And the Tenderloin in San Francisco is one of the epidemic's deadliest battlefields.
I'm surprised you guys are here.
Really?
You guys are white. Yeah, I was like, that must be Max. He looks like a effing Max. You guys are not from here.
No.
Like right here, this is the hood. I would recommend if you guys are actually just visiting, stay away from, this is called the Tenderloin.
Yeah.
Because noobs are pretty much just fresh meat.
I've never been anywhere in the country, none of the hoods we've been to, where people have been so hostile to cameras. I think everyone's sensitive to all the YouTubers who come here and make content. Everyone we've gone up to is like, why do you have a camera? Why do you have a camera? What are you recording for? Still want to have conversations, see if it's improving, but so far not a great start. So we're making a video on this neighborhood. Can we interview you?
I've already been on cops.
You've been on that?
I mean, I've lived here for 15 years and I lived in San Francisco for 50. Where are you from? What organization are you in? And you're not a Trump or a conservative organization in any way?
Not at all.
What do you want to do? Interview me?
We interview people all over. We want to know how it's changed. We want to know if what the media shows about this place is accurate.
Well, I moved here in '77 after I graduated from college. I'm gay, so you know this was kind of the place to go. I bought a house for $72,000.
I'm sure that $72,000 home you bought is worth a lot more now.
2.4 million.
30x.
And I came to the Tenderloin in 2008 after I had a personal tragedy. That's how I ended up in this neighborhood. I've always heard about the Tenderloin, right? We all knew about, this is Pill Hill. That is Pill Hill I just walked down. It's called that because that's where you could get pills. It's all changed specifically since COVID and all the fentanyl and all that. So the whole neighborhood has gotten much worse. This does not represent what's going on in San Francisco. And that's what I think the media really portrays. Like, it's all this.
Right.
And this is like a containment zone. And this does not at all represent San Francisco.
The dope publicized. In
So-
St. Louis, they do it, but they don't publicize. They hide it.
Yeah.
The cops have to go looking for me.
Yeah.
These guys, they do it right in front of the cops. They don't care. He's taking them out.
You know people who've died of it?
Yeah. Got 2 friends died.
So how long have you lived in this area?
I've lived here close to 2 years. I said I've only been home close to 2 years. I just did 39 in prison, went to prison for murder. You know, a young man didn't understand life himself. I thought everything was owed to me and I had a big old chip on my forehead. So you can sit up here and try to build the infrastructure up.
Yeah.
You know, what they say, re-beautify San Francisco, bring it back to prominence.
Bring it back. Do you think it's coming back?
Respectfully, that's up and down. Some people's situations are, after COVID, you know, financial situations, hardships, or sometimes they just self-medicated to try to get out of the way. So if you're on opiates and you, from a medical injury that you had sustained, taking care of your country, and they don't wing you off, you automatically coming out here to sit up here and supplement that situation.
What's the biggest reason people start to live on the streets?
Not just drugs. People got disenfranchised after COVID.
Yeah.
You know, they lost businesses. You got people actually with business owners.
You have business owners out there.
Yeah, they just didn't recoup.
COVID was devastating for San Francisco, but the problem started before COVID in 2018, going to 2020.
There were more opioid overdoses in San Francisco than COVID deaths in 2020.
Accidental overdose deaths continue on the rise in San Francisco for the third month in a row, with 59 people dying in January.
By the way, if you're enjoying this deep dive on the Tenderloin, please make sure to subscribe. We go to places all across the country and world to capture them as they are, without bias or fear. If you support that mission and want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. We're about to meet up with Del, who was homeless himself for years, and now he is known as the mayor of the Tenderloin, and he helps other people with addiction. He worked his way out.
People think the open air drug scene in the Tenderloin is Tenderloin resident. These are people coming in because the drugs are so plentiful, so cheap, and there's no enforcement. Why wouldn't you come here? You can spend $2 and get high for 4 hours.
I had a friend of mine that I met when I was homeless. He said one day he was at home in like Ohio doing a Google search on where the largest open air drug market was. It turned out to be the Tenderloin, and like he said, a week later he had a plane ticket. He's still out here, and this was like 12 years ago.
We found the perfect guy to tell us about the Tenderloin's history and reveal if it's improving at all. Why do they call you the mayor of the Tenderloin?
Mayor Lee sent me to Washington to represent the city of San Francisco because he couldn't go. So I had all the mayor of San Francisco credentials on me. I spoke at the White House to the Obamas. He also gave me his city credit card.
Wow.
So I blew that credit card. I mean, I used that credit card, bro. I had room service all day and all night. The city controller called me and said, "What the hell did you do? Why'd you spend all that money?" I said, "Because I'm the mayor of San Francisco." And he said, "No, you're the mayor of the Tenderloin."
So why is it called the Tenderloin?
Well, this, ironically, you asked right here because this is the corner where the name started. Underneath this ground here was a butcher shop. And the reason why a butcher shop would be underneath ground because they didn't have refrigeration back in the day. So it's 30 degrees cooler down there than up here. The hotels all over the city came down here to get to Tenderloin. Now there's other versions of the reasons why, but I did years of research before I started my tours. And that's the most believable one.
Well, I saw some online that said it was because of the cops.
Yeah, but that's a nationwide thing. That they use that word all over the nation. Chicago, Philly,
New York.
Boston, New York.
Yeah.
Hey man, how you doing? Good.
How you doing?
This is show you a little bit.
Hey,
he and I go back 30 years in the team.
How you doing? What's it like running a business here?
It's tough.
Tough? Why is it tough?
I said it for the homeless people. We're losing a lot of money.
You are?
No tourism.
No tourism.
I've been here almost 30 years. This city is never down. Now it's like scary. Like this plant.
Yes.
They put it in the sitting bench with them. Now they every day smoke heaters.
The street furniture just made it worse. If you're gonna put a planter here, you need to maintain it every day. Don't just put it there and forget it.
So this is an example of the city trying to help the neighborhood, but it's not really helping because you're a business owner and it turns out that this furniture just becomes...
They spend a lot of money.
Yeah, look at it. They wouldn't have been there for that.
Look at the plant. How much that's cost?
They stripped it. That was a tree a week ago. That was a full plant.
No way.
Well, oh no, that was an 8-foot tall plant a week ago.
They do curve it?
Yeah.
Well,
You can't sleep on it.
No, they managed to do it though.
I was gonna say, I've seen some people dozing off right now. People openly shot up next to us. We walked over needles and feces on every street, and cops drove by without stopping.
Our police department, they 9 to 5. They go home at 5 o'clock, as if crime stops at 5 o'clock. Crime starts at 5 o'clock. They got their Starbucks, and their eyes are straight in the car, and you could, hey, they won't even look. And I agree with, they weren't hired to do this. If you take those new cars away, I could close my eyes, open my eyes, I wouldn't know if it's now or 1985.
So it's been like this?
Yeah, been like this 70 years.
Vice Squad officers Dave Robinson and Bob Brodnick are cruising San Francisco's Tenderloin, looking for heroin addicts, looking to pick them up. The program is not designed to deal with why addicts use heroin or to encourage them to quit. It is simply an attempt to chase them out of town.
I mean, give me credit when I find one. You know, sometimes you get over, sometimes I do. Bing y'all.
So I'm a little different than some of the activists or community leaders. I think we need high-end housing to integrate with our low-end housing.
Some people would call that gentrification.
Yeah, well, we don't worry about gentrification down here because we don't allow displacement. Displacement has to be part of gentrification, or else it's not gentrification. If you don't displace one, you're just urban renewal. I ain't got no problem with that. But if you're going to displace somebody, then I got a problem with it.
Only in Kensington, Philadelphia have we seen an open-air drug market like this one. But Dell says this is not new. He says Tenderloin has always been a center of vice.
We have one of the biggest naval bases in the United States right here. There would be 70, 100, 200 ships in our bay of people that's been out on the ocean for 6 months, 9 months, getting paid and not being able to spend any money. They would get off their boat and come directly to Tenderloin because we offered everything. Everything you didn't get on their boat, we had for you. Our sailors and merchant mariners would spend every penny they had because it didn't matter. It was going back on the boat tomorrow and they didn't need any money for another 6 months. So they would have a good time and we gave them a good time. This block here was wall-to-wall strip clubs.
What is this, U.S. porn? Was born
yes,
in the
the first porn movie was made here in the Tenderloin. The first two was filmed at the Mitchell Brothers Theater is in the Tenderloin. You ever heard of that? No. That was the #1 porn theater in the world.
Before showing you some of the people he introduced us to that are fighting to save the Tenderloin, we wanted to understand the problem better, and that's when Dell shared a fascinating theory on who's to blame.
We're spending billions of dollars on intelligence. San Francisco Police Department has a whole intelligence unit. Why the hell can they find out where the drugs come from? I know where they're coming from, and I ain't no intelligence officer. Policemen started going to handcuff the 83-year-old lady who's smoking crack, where they won't go to the supply up in Mill Valley, up in Sonoma County or Orange County or Beverly Hills. We're the drug peddlers, they're drug dealers who are financing this operation. The drug business is a very sophisticated, millions of dollars a day in San Francisco. It ain't no little mom and pop business. Believe me, Pacific Heights has only money to finance this. To me, the overdose deaths is not that big of an issue with me. It's a terrible issue. Let's say 110,000 people died in the United States with drug overdoses. Several million families have been affected by this guy or this woman who became addicted. Now that person's grandson can't get help from them. Now that person's son can't manage because their daddy's got a pipe in his mouth. I almost want to say thank God they passed away because now they're not in that addiction no more. And they're at peace with themselves. They're not killing themselves every day. Every time you put that pipe in your mouth, you risk it. Because every time I put that pipe in my mouth, I didn't know if this was going to be my last hit or not. I didn't care. That means I was suicidal.
Amid all the suffering, all the hardship, all the dystopian scenes we encountered, the people on the ground gave us hope.
It's a wonderful day.
It's a wonderful day.
Tell them how long you've been down here.
Oh, about 30 years now.
30 years.
Yeah.
How's it changed here?
Oh, love drastically, but it's getting a little better now.
It's getting a little better now?
Yeah, now that they're cleaning up everything, it's getting a whole lot better.
I love it. What can they do better?
Well, they can get these people some housing.
Some housing?
Yeah, that's what they can do. Get these people off the street with some housing.
What's your name?
Lucille.
All right, Lucille, have a nice day. There are so many fighting to save it. You literally, did your org clear this out? How did that happen? Did you call them?
No, just tell them to leave.
And so this is one street that they all lived on, and then they cleared it out.
Oh, it was like, I mean, you couldn't walk, you couldn't leave. I mean, the smell, you don't smell human feces or piss.
We don't know what they're going through. When we see somebody on the ground, we don't know what they did the day before. We don't know what happened the night before. They could have got beat up. They could have, anything could have happened to them. So our approach with respect and kindness so that they have an understanding that I'm not there to hurt them. I'm not there to make their life any more difficult than what it already is. I want to put a smile on your face. Because if I can't offer you nothing or I can't do anything, at least when I walk away, I can say he smiled. He had a moment where it wasn't bad.
Swords to Plowshares is a veteran-serving organization. We've been around for 50 years, and our mission is to help homeless veterans, prevent homelessness, and to provide all those wraparound services that get that work done.
It took me a long time actually to come in here. I didn't want to. I was being like, nah, I don't need this place. I don't need it. I don't need it. I was not doing well. I was not coping. So I said one day, I just kind of picked up myself. I'm like, bring your happy ass right here. This is where you need to be.
And so you ended up here, and then you got hired.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be a thing. If you told me like 10 years ago I'd be working here, I'd be like, huh? But here I am.
I'm in the process of housing and stuff like that.
With this org, Swords to Plowshares?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
Oh, lovely. To get service, you gotta ask for it.
Then you have individuals like Azalina, who opened up her Malaysian restaurant in the Tenderloin, and it's rated top 25 by the New York Times in the country.
So, listen, I have guests that will fly in from Europe. I have royalties that come here and just to eat, because we change our menu every month. They come, eat, and fly back. So we can't change that optics out front. We gotta keep the street clean, so then they see that transformation. So each time they come, they tell me, it looks better now. Oh my gosh, it looks better than the last month that we came. So it's a slow moving thing. You want to move a piece of pebbles, not rock.
And of course you have Dell and Dennis, who run Code Tenderloin and used to be on the streets themselves. They are living examples of how lives can change. Could you share a little more about your story, Dell?
Yeah, what do you want to know about it?
How you fell on hard times, you ended up on the street, you were an addict, and then you're...
No, so it didn't, chronologically, it didn't go like that. I didn't fall on hard times until I came on the street. I was a prosperous businessman, but then I took that first hit. And that changed my economics, my health, my mental health, my family coordination. So it almost becomes what becomes first, the chicken and egg. And with me, it was egg.
I was homeless on the streets of the Tenderloin for about 3.5 years. I would wait in line for food. They served 3,000 meals a day here. I joined the military, and somehow I ended up in San Francisco. I went to the Academy of Art College, got a degree in illustration, and somehow through my travels, I just tried crack cocaine one time. It's a gradual process. I was able to hold down a job. I was able to keep it together until I just didn't care anymore, and it was like more important to get money for actual drugs than it was to, like, you know, for paying rent. Like, I'd love to hear it. This was just amazing. It was like, I had friends out here that lived on the street. I actually overdosed 5 times in December of 2020, and my first initial reaction was not, maybe I should stop. I was mad that it, like, screwed off my high. One day I met someone at the elevator, and she just said, did you ever think about getting clean? And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, getting clean, like, you know, getting off drugs. And I was like, what? No. And it took a year from the time I wanted to stop until I actually did stop.
There's 75,000 people on the streets in the Tenderloin using drugs right now. Let's go get them taken care of. No, you go get 5 today, and then you go get 5 tomorrow. You go get 5 the next day. Eventually your numbers will catch up. You can't go out there and deal with 75,000 people today. And that's what you think you're doing. You're giving 1% of services to the 75,000 people. Where if you do the 5, you'll give 100% to each 5. And you got a good chance those 5 will never be back in your system.
We left the Tenderloin and went off to Silicon Valley, where we visited a $50 million AI frat house and explored the AI wealth bubble. Well, we investigate if it exists. Subscribe to RocaNews to see that video, and thank you so much for watching.